Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we're at December 27th, and it appears the market is going to just kind of stay in this little lull until the end of the year. Who knows? Maybe we'll get an end of year bounce. Maybe we won't. But I don't know anybody who doesn't feel positive about 2025. All right. So I saw this. My son has been hard at work. My 12-year-old has been hard at work building Lego sets ever since Christmas. He built an X-Wing fighter. Then he just got done building the boat from Jaws with Jaws the shark. And I saw this tweet and I was like, man, I wish we had a Lego set like this. I would definitely buy this for him. Says, I need this XRP Lego set. It's got David Schwartz in it. Looks pretty cool. XRP Maxi Lego set. Now, Cryptbit Lord, who loves to tweak social media, especially the XRP community, but he's funny. He says, XRP stage 4 pump begins tonight. If I'm wrong, I'll delete my account. This was at 9:07 a.m. Then, at 11:22 a.m., he says, FXRP, biggest scam coin. I'm down big in 4 hours, never using leverage again, deleting this shit app and longing memes. Oh, me. Love it. Check this out. This lady is a chief market strategist at Market Gauge. Listen to what she says.
How are you assessing some of the other tertiary plays within the sector?
Well, right, I think that Bitcoin can continue to be somewhat volatile. This 89 to 95 level is kind of really key here, and if that breaks, I think we could see maybe more serious selling. But in terms of XRP, it's an interesting thing because, first of all, you know, it's a border, cross-border transactional type of situation that is used globally. And of course, here we wound up with the SEC lawsuit with Gary Gensler leaving. It got an initial burst. And even though we haven't started, obviously, with the new administration, I actually think even though the lawsuit's still there, that could be lifted and that could be very good. It's a very efficient system. In terms of blockchain, digital ledger, that's been a lot less volatile. And I think blockchain technology, regardless of what happens with the individual coins, is here to stay, will evolve. And I like that stock where it's been holding over $45, let's say, if we want to be generous with support. So I see upside potential there as well.
Michelle, thanks so much for taking the time here with me.
Okay. Then we had this. I may have played I think I played this already, but I'm going to play it again because it's worth hearing. Crypto Insight UK, he says, we know where XRP is going, Raoul. Double digits. Want to see more bullish chart? He's got charts.
Okay, next chart, XRP itself, fabulous pattern. Look at wedge after wedge after wedge after wedge. So we're just building another wedge now, ready for the next break higher. So that move is clearly not done. If you look at the weekly chart of XRP, it's a stunner. This massive 7-year wedge is broken. Who knows where this chart goes to?
All right, then he talks about SUI and all that. Oh, well. But market signals suggest current selling pressure may not persist. Per FalconX, the order book has reached its most buy-heavy level since the election. However, low trading volumes due to holiday period will continue, but uncertainty until year-end. Today, we had Montenegro approves Terraforming Labs. That's the guy behind Luna. Do Kwon extradition to the U.S. following appeal rejection. And I said, never forget the same VC pump gang that pretends not to be able to get their mind around XRP. We're all in on Luna. Remember, Mike Novogratz, Rand Nooner, all the guys that talked bad about XRP, they completely got Luna. And then I say, why? The answer is so simple. Hence the VC pump gang, folks. which I saw this going around today. It says, this is why you shouldn't hire a tattoo artist off Craigslist. They're talking about a bad wolf tattoo. And I said, sometimes it's a bad idea no matter how good the artist is. When Mike Novogratz got the Luna tattoo, classic. Now, Anthony Pompliano was brought onto the mainstream media again to continue the Bitcoin pump. And so I said, what I'm thinking every time Pompliano goes on the mainstream media to keep the Bitcoin pump going, I'm thinking about these two tweets. 2007 from Anthony Pompliano, 2017 best performing crypto assets. That would be Ripple, 36%, 36,000%. He knows it's XRP, but he did that. I think that they had I think there was a concerted effort. I think people, I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying I think people literally sat in a room at some point and they said, look, we have to keep, we want to make Ripple and XRP, we want to have a media marketing campaign that makes them the same. We want them to be the same so that everybody keeps it confused. So they called XRP Ripple for all that time. And so here they say Ripple 36,000%. XRP outperformed everything, 36,000%. That was the last time we had, in fact, days after this would be when CoinMarketCap, without telling anybody, would pull the South Korean pricing out of CoinMarketCap to make it appear that XRP had crashed, and it never recovered from that. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff Anthony Pompliano was saying back in 2018, and this is what he was saying in August of 2017. If you think Bitcoin went on a tear once CNBC and institutional investors learned about it, just wait until they discover Ripple, XRP. Yeah, he got it then, but ever since then he hasn't been able to get it. And I always wondered what changed. I have my ideas, by the way, but this is him today.
President-elect Trump setting his sights on acquiring not just one, but multiple strategic locations, such as Greenland and the Panama Canal. Here with us now, Anthony Pompliano, Professional Capital Management founder and CEO. And you say he should also be looking at buying as much Bitcoin as possible. Why?
Well, if you think about what he's trying to do here, right, is he's basically looking at strategic reasons to acquire physical property in order to advance the American ideals, ethos, and strategies. Well, what about the digital world? We live in a digital world. And so if you're going to go after the Panama Canal, there's obviously strategic reasons to do that. Greenland as well. Owning Bitcoin is digital real estate. There's only 21 million that will ever exist. We know other countries are mining, buying, holding Bitcoin. And so are we going to let these other countries be the leader, or are we going to be the leader? And I think that's really the decision they have to make.
What do you say to people who say it has had a massive run? Mentally, it's difficult to kind of get on board at these levels when we know where it's been. And we've also seen that volatility. Somebody very smart told me, well, take 2% and just money that, you're willing to risk and put it in. I still find that difficult to do.
If you go back to the 1980s or 1990s, buying the S&P 500 was real scary, but you were a genius if you did it in hindsight. And so same thing here with Bitcoin is you can look backwards and see how high it rose. But if you look forward and say, well, if this continues, which we have every reason to believe it will, buying today is the second best time to buy because the first best time was yesterday. And if we keep waiting, it's only going to get worse and worse. And so I think
I hear you. It's hard to pull the trigger.
Of course. And that's true of all financial assets, right? I mean, think of a real estate market. And people will go and they'll say, oh, my God, I could have bought 5 years ago. Now it's at this price. I just can't wrap my head around that. Well, if you wait 5 more years, the dollar is going to continue to be devalued. And so usually if you decide, hey, I want to own something, go ahead and buy it.
Anthony, crypto investors and crypto companies are obviously very excited about a Trump presidency. We know.
Okay, you get the picture. Now, I wanted to illustrate a little more absurdity. And I said here, imagine that Brad Garlinghouse was going on shows to discuss the meme coin super cycle. We are truly living in the upside down when Ripple gets sued by the SEC and Brad Garlinghouse, but clowns like Joe Lubin are left alone. Listen to this.
Do you ever
just try to imagine? You can't even imagine Brad Garlinghouse talking about the meme coin super cycle as if something without utility has this is legit. It's ridiculous.
Do you ever worry that memes might take resources and valuable attention away from more like, quote, serious projects?
Not at all. I think the meme coin ecosystem, the meme coin super cycle is enormously exciting. I don't think of it as anywhere near its potential. What I'm really excited about is where it's going to evolve to. Like it's cool and interesting right now. Murad seemed to just suggest that a wealth effect is what's driving this current phase of the super cycle. But all we have to do is look at AI god meme coins, and obviously the world is going to be transformed by machine learning technology.
And by the way, I'm not saying that money can't be made in meme coins. It obviously can be. A lot of money, but the reason I don't go near this kind of stuff is it reminds me of the dot-com boom bust, folks. Back then, in the dot-com boom, all the way up until it busted in 2000, you had, what people were doing is they were putting .com on the end of their name. They didn't have a business plan, and then they would go all the way. Venture capitalists would invest in them. They'd go all the way to being public, and then they would end up, and they would go public, and in a day they would go have 100 times their, like, it'd be like the PE ratios would be like 100 times. It was just ridiculous stuff. In like a day, something would come out at 10 and go to $100. And what happened is in the dot-com boom bust, those things collapsed. If there was no real business plan, like pets.com, if they tried to build business around the .com being on the end of it, where there was no business. And so that's what meme coins remind me of, folks. And I've always believed, and again, I'm not saying that a lot of money was made by pets.com in the short run until it wasn't. And this meme coin thing reminds me identically of people putting .com on the end of a thing and pretending they had a company when they didn't. For me, it's the same thing. If that's what you want to do with your money, go for it. I'm just saying, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm surely not going to talk about meme coins on this channel. It's not unless we're joking around. It's not my thing. That doesn't mean it can't be your thing, but do it at your own risk is what I say. Now, in DAIXRP.com, here's what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about
memes might take resources and valuable.
I don't know why it keeps starting. What we're going to talk about is the one thing on the horizon that could be extremely scary for some crypto holders. I'm going to tell you which ones and what I'm talking about in DAIXRP.com. I think that we have all the reasons to be optimistic, but there's one thing. I'm not even going to cover it out here because I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying. And believe it or not, I'm going to show you something about, which I rarely do. I'm going to show you something about one of the riddlers, okay, in DAIXRP.com that ties into what I'm talking about, or could. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.